Amir Adnani, where are uranium prices right now, and where do you expect them to be at the end of the year?
You know, remarkably, uranium prices have been going up over the last 5 months, while oil and other commodities have been struggling. Uranium prices are approaching $40 a pound right now, up 35% from 6 months ago when they were at $28 per pound. This move is really being driven by demand from U.S. utilities, concerns about the threat of Russian sanctions that would influence nuclear fuel coming out of Russia and into the U.S. market, and ultimately 4 years of a bear market in uranium that has led to underinvestment and mines not producing and really cutting back on their overall output. So you got supply scarcity while demand is actually starting to pick up and improve considerably for uranium this year.
And some of that demand should come from Japan. They're restarting their nuclear program after the tragedy at Fukushima. What can we expect from Japan?
There was really a turning point, an inflection point late last year where the new regulatory group in Japan has approved the restart of reactors in Japan, 2, and then they approved another 2 earlier this year. So 4 reactors have been approved to restart, and that's going to happen in the rest of this year with more behind that. So psychologically, this is very important for the market to see that Japan is coming back. And overall, look, this is a truly global growth taking place in nuclear right now. There are more reactors under construction in China than anywhere else. In Abu Dhabi and Saudi, they're talking about building 20 reactors. The idea of curbing CO2 emissions, the idea of having reliable baseload power is something that everyone wants. And even in the US with EPA rulemaking, basically determining that utilities in the US should be cutting back their CO2 footprint over the next 15 years. Nuclear is playing an integral role right now in power generation.
Still, in Germany, they're closing down nuclear plants. Do you think Japan's decision to restart again, as well as the problems in Ukraine and the availability of natural gas, which will be cut off by Russia if things get worse over there, will that turn Germany's mind around?
Very good question. And ultimately, the issue in Germany is a political one. There has been a movement towards nuclear power, but mind you, nuclear plays a small sort of part in the overall power generation in Germany. I think overall we have to admit that when you've got France generating 80% of its power through nuclear, you got Czech Republic doing the same thing. They're sending power through nuclear generated sort of equipment into Germany. It would perhaps behoove the Germans not to continue with nuclear power, but I think when you look at the global growth story, Germany may not be part of that over the next 20 or 30 years, but there's enough growth elsewhere.
And what about Uranium Energy Corp's growth stories? How are you going to take advantage of what you see as rising demand as well as the supply you want to put onto the market?
Uranium Energy Corp is in a very elite class of 7 or 8 uranium producers in the world, only less than a handful in the United States. As I mentioned, there's scarcity of uranium producers and suppliers. We are the only uranium producer right now in the world that is unhedged. If uranium prices take off, go up 20, 30%, we can take full advantage of the spot market move. Most uranium producers are locked in with contracts with a ceiling on price. So what's really important about our business is that we've shown the market that we've delivered the goods. We have permitted facilities in South Texas and the energy capital of the US that it's shown that it is truly low cost, amongst the lowest cost in the country and in the industry, and it's unhedged and positions us for this, what seems to be really a uranium turnaround story that is happening right now. We're in the early stages of it, but we're going to be able to take full advantage of that.
All right, thanks a lot, Amir.
Thanks for having me again.
And thank you for watching The Street.